Now I'm pleased to say, as Indonesia's ambassador in Washington, D.C. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the ambassador.
Assalamualaikum, Shalom, Ni hao, Hola, and as you say here in America, what's going on? And for all your Trekkie fans out there, live long and prosper. President Barack Obama had just been in my country, and it was not just a bilateral visit. It was a very historic visit that transformed the relationship between Indonesia and America into a comprehensive partnership. And it was quite an emotional homecoming for us in Indonesians, because we don't see him just as an American. We also see him as an inspiring example to many young people in Indonesia. He was received like a rock star in Indonesia, and the speech that he gave at the University of Indonesia, it was the first time in our national history that an American president, or any heads of government for that matter, gave a speech that was televised to all of Indonesia. And it was such an uplifting speech. And it was a speech that redefined Indonesia-US relations. And it was a speech that also increased the appeal of America in the eyes of many Indonesians. In Asia and across Asia, you see now a new dynamism, a new self-confidence. You know, irregardless of the political systems that are different in Asia, and irregardless of the hotspots and flashpoints in Asia, this dynamism is unmistakable. Democracy, and we're confident of our position as the world's third largest democracy, and a country where there is Islam, democracy, and modernity can go hand in hand together. Korea is trying to beat everybody in the world of manufacturing. Singapore is trying to be the global cosmopolitan city. You know, all across Asia, you see the sense that the 21st century belongs to Asia, and it is for us for the taking. The third reason is that if you see across Asia, and you see countries in Asia, you draw lines connecting all these countries, you see relationships are changing. Relationships between Indonesia and China are changing. Relationships between China and India are changing. Relationships between Vietnam and Australia are changing. Australia and China are changing. Relationships between ASEAN and the major powers are changing. Across the board, relationships are changing in Asia. America should engage and be part of that dynamic change. This regional architecture is still very fluid. You know, you still have the East Asia Summit, you still have the APEC, you still have the ARF and all the other organizations, and it is still finding the right format to find a sustainable and durable institution of regional architecture. The United States should be engaged very actively in these efforts to promote and shape this regional. I have one final thought to share with you on this matter. For so long, since the Declaration of Independence, 1776, the American political thinking has been shaped by the European intellectual tradition. Right? This has gone on for centuries. I think as you try to reclaim the American century, and as American ideals have inspired Asia as well as the rest of the world, I think now is the time that you give more room to Asian wisdom in the American national ethos. Right? Now, the reasons or the catalysts are many. There are more and more Americans now, there are more and more Asians now climbing to the top of America's political, social, and cultural establishments, as we see very much in this room. And America now is very different than the America that I lived in 1970s. I lived here in McLean in 1979, and America then did not feel, to me, very multicultural. But today, as I return as ambassador of Indonesia to America, America feels so multicultural. You know, we see so many languages, so many ethnicities, so many cultures, all mixing together in some beautiful construct. Right? And I think it is time that more and more as more and more Asians are climbing these American political, social, and cultural establishments, the Asian wisdom, this rich, thousands years old collection of Asian wisdom, which has found healthy expressions throughout many Asian political and social systems, can also help shape how America defined itself in the 21st century. I thank you.